This issue has ended promising businesses before they ever filed their first tax return. It has deflated potential, bankrupted many futures, and torn apart households. It stands invisible, bound by contact-free chains. Too many people, maybe even you, cannot figure out why, despite their intelligence, their gifts and talents, despite their grueling hard work, they haven't been able to build anything that lasts. Not a business, not a career, not even a stable household. I'm asking you to sit down for this one. Today, my goal is to help you identify the indicators of an identity crisis and address them before they put a toxic weight on your future. For those new to this channel, my name is Bertrand Maimo. I help business leaders clarify complexity, master cash flow, and lead with confidence. If you manage a household or help run a business, you're a leader. This channel exists to help leaders like you escape the noise and understand the foundational principles of stewardship. If you find value here, help us grow. Like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because even if you've already mastered these principles, someone in your network probably hasn't. Thank you for your support. All right, let's get back to the video. The power that drives anything successful is identity. Not a persona, not a social media profile, but credible, truthful, dependable identity. When you find your identity, you simultaneously find your purpose. That's the specific difference you were called to make. And that conviction, it drives you to master an area of expertise. Your hunger for understanding creates a dominance where you simply cannot be ignored. And some will walk away, but the right people will sign up. Your solution will not focus on finding likes. It focuses on defining and attracting success. I've had my fair share of this identity drama. I see it constantly, right? In the consulting world, for example, that auditor who wants to move up the corporate ranks, but he's also trying to be a top-tier physical trainer, public speaker, an aspiring entrepreneur, all at once. Or maybe the professional who wants to do real estate on the side, sell insurance part-time, and start a home health business on the weekend. Or maybe you just want to sell pies, but you also love the prospect of phone and computer repairs and cybersecurity consulting. See, this creates a hallucinating business and career transition. Out of a lack of identity, you pursue too many things, driven by emotion or a desperate chase for money. And you find yourself unable to build systems that thoroughly support any of them. Look at brands that dominate. They all have one solid identity. Apple, trustworthy innovation. Tech built with precision and top security. Toyota, reliability. You don't buy a Toyota for status. You buy it for peace of mind. Confidence that it will start every morning for many years. Dangote Group, industrialization, from commodities trading to manufacturing. And even in Hollywood, right? Think about Denzel Washington. It doesn't matter whether he's hero or villain in that movie, his identity is unshakable. That walk, that laugh, that specific way of talking, it's an untouchable charisma built on his unmistakable identity. That makes every role he takes on believable. If having a solid identity is so crucial to business, why then do so many business leaders miss it? As a consultant, I see three recurring patterns that cause this crisis. Number one, infoxication. That's the portmanteau of information and intoxication. Excessive, constant, overwhelming data. Changing by day, refreshing by night. We're drowning in how-tos. You see a peer succeeding in real estate, so you pivot. How do I do it too? You see a reel about AI, so you pivot again. How do I do it too? You hear of a trend in insurance sales, so you pivot again. How do I do it too? Oh, someone made some money on the stock market. How do I do it too? You're building on someone else's blueprint instead of building your own foundation and using strategic information to strengthen it. Number two, chasing outcomes over origin. We start with how much can I make instead of what problem am I called to solve. When you chase quick money, you easily fall prey to gambling and money dumping schemes, all of which guarantee heartache. Right? Number three, the fear of exclusion. We're afraid that if we specialize, we will miss out on opportunity. But the truth is, you try to start speaking to everyone and you encounter what we call generalist paralysis. A business will never have an identity if its founders struggle with their identity. There's a story of a boy, let's call him Mark. He went to a new school and was constantly picked on by a bully. So this bully was big, notorious, and cruel. He took Mark's shoes, would take his lunch, and would ridicule him every opportunity he got. And Mark had only one friend, the only student who would sit with him. One day, Mark saw his friend crying because the bully had seized seized his lunch, calmly walked over to the bully's table, took the lunch back, and headed towards his friend. And when the bully rushed him in a rage, he quickly found out he was dealing with an elite martial artist. The bully was easily subdued, ended up flat on his face, while the cafeteria watched in silence. Here's the identity piece. Mark helped the bully to his feet, gave the bully his own lunch and a brand new pair of shoes, and then he whispered, I know you're hungry. I know your parents can afford shoes. I will help you any chance I get. You see, Mark never reacted to the bullying because he knew his identity, and that clarity allowed him to see the bully's problem, insecurity and lack. And rather than being a victim of it, he became the most respected leader on campus without doing anything trendy. See, Mark and his friend, they started the largest anti-bullying campaign in the city, and that bully was his strongest ally. Many companies contributed huge amounts of money to his foundation. Inspired by this story, all because one boy never lost his identity. You see, for me, the identity crisis was resolved through maturity in my faith. After digging deep to understand my foundation, I came out with a clear picture of why I believed in Christ and what I was called to do on earth. In my roles as a husband, father, consultant, coach, as a speaker, they stopped being conflicting packages and I became one complementary movement. Everything fits clearly into that one purpose. And the miracle is that once your identity is clear, all the different expressions of you and your business start to tell different angles of the same story. That's why Walmart can sell whatever they want, because the identity is affordability. Meanwhile, if you're looking for premium, specialty crafted running shoes, you have to go to Brooks or Hoka for them. Those are not in Walmart. You see, if your business is in a crisis, an identity crisis, ask yourself these three questions. Start with the consistency test. If I ask 10 clients, what do I do? Would they give the same answer? Move to the sacrifice test. Number 2, what have I turned down lately or walked away from because it didn't align with my mission? And number 3, perform the origin test. Am I doing this because I have the skill to make positive difference, or because I'm afraid of being broke, or just because I want to look successful? I want that entrepreneur title. The identity is not something you resolve with a DNA test, especially not in deep business. It's deeper. Number 1, you decide to find it. Most people never find their identity because they never stop running long enough to ask the right question. Where exactly am I going with this? Number 2, you have to be patient. Identity is not an overnight rebrand, right? It's an excavation process. It takes time to peel back the layers of who the world has told you to be. Number 3, you have to own your season. Your business identity evolves, and at every stage you have to own it completely. Right or wrong, experience will teach you what you need to grow. But once you unlock your business identity, you wouldn't need motivation. The work will flow from who you are, and you will stop chasing likes and you will fall in love with how to make a difference. Success chases that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.